We request to the Tanzanian authorities to free him, free Tundu Lissu, to organize free and fair elections, to let the opposition party participate equally in those elections. We request from Tanzania to cherish democracy because we want Tanzania to be a good partner for the European Union so that we can continue our cooperation. Thank you.
Lopatka for 1 minute.
Tundu Lissu is a long-life fighter for human rights and democracy, currently serving as chair of Chadema, the biggest opposition party in Tanzania. He was arrested and charged with high treason on the 10th of April, which carries a death penalty. After calling for electoral reforms during a peaceful rally.
On 19 November 2025, I attended a commemoration for the victims of election-related violence in Tanzania, and I rise today to stand in solidarity with the Tanzanian Australian community. There were horrendous actions undertaken by the security forces in Tanzania against those who were protesting against unfair elections in Tanzania. At the commemoration, I received a letter from the Tanzanian Association of Queensland. It called for a number of things. First, that we raise our voices, Acting Deputy President, to address the ongoing issues and ensure that people can demonstrate safely in Tanzania, and call upon the Australian government to use all of its forums, access to all multinational forums, to advocate in that regard. Secondly, it called upon the Australian government to exercise heightened caution when providing financial assistance to Tanzanian state institutions, especially given the actions of their security forces. I've written in those terms to the Honourable Senator Penny Wong, our Minister for Foreign Affairs, and I trust that Senator Wong, as she always does, will carefully consider the requests from our Tanzanian community, and I stand in solidarity with our wonderful Tanzanian Australian community.
What happened before, during and after the elections in Tanzania was regrettably no surprise. This was not an irregularity, but the systematic destruction of democratic competition. These elections were marred by state-sponsored political repression, targeted abductions and manipulation. The outcome was decided well before the 29th of October. It began with the suffocation of civic space and the silencing of free media. It continued with the banning of political assemblies and opposition parties, and it became undeniable with the imprisonment of nearly every leading opposition representative, above all the leader of Chadema, Mr. Tundu Lissu. For nearly 250 days, my personal friend Tundu Lissu has endured solitary confinement, possibly facing a death sentence simply for demanding free and fair elections. But this is not just about one individual fate. This is the textbook example of how an authoritarian regime weaponizes the law to eliminate its opponents. On election day and the hours that followed, the regime showed its true colors when the internet was shut down, when protesters were beaten, shot, abducted and jailed. Madam Commissioner, I call on the European Commission and I call on the European External Action Service not to slip back into business as usual. I will spare you the diplomatic language used in recent statements, but the tone was certainly not as clear as it should have been. Tanzania's continued pivot from the rule of law, reform and good governance demands a genuine assessment of our bilateral relationship. Colleagues, if we truly stand for democracy and human rights, we cannot stop at words. Let us use every tool at our disposal to hold those in power accountable. Tomorrow, this House will send an unmistakable message. All EU funds channeled through state-controlled entities must be frozen immediately. The European Union must not use its fund to subsidize oppression. The time to act is now. All political prisoners must be released immediately and with no conditions. Urgently required is an independent and credible investigation into all killings, abductions and enforced disappearances. The great people of Tanzania, They deserve new, free and credible elections. Thank you, and free Tundu Lissu now.
29th of October, President Samia Suluhu Hassan crowned herself with a victory of 97% of the votes after silencing the very people who challenged her. And when citizens rose up, especially the young, they were met with bullets, brutality, and a blockade on truth. Hundreds killed, hundreds injured, hundreds arrested, entire country living in fear. Let us say his name clearly. Tundu Lissu, the opposition leader charged with treason, locked away simply because he exercised his democratic right to run for elections. And his imprisonment is a broader assault on democracy in Tanzania that is taking away all the promises to the Tanzanian people of their freedom. And to the Tanzanian people, we have heard you. We are on your side. This House has chosen to stand by you.
Tundu Lissu, my people from Africa and across the world, people from Uganda, people from Tanzania, I greet you and I hope that you're doing good. And let's try to discuss something here. I've never agreed with the people from Europe for anything that they come to tell us from Africa, because I always believe that they don't have the right today to come and tell us what to do, because we are no longer they are no longer our colonizers, but we are people. We're the people today who are only expected to be doing business, partnership, doing trade, and maybe both of the parties to benefit, but not for them to come and exploit, to loot, to steal, and control as how they used to many years ago. But it comes a point where now some things, when it happens, you have to ask yourself questions, and you find that you must respond positively to where it is needed. And at this time, I've come to respond to this because I feel like this is something which is good, which is everyone has to work towards it, because at this time in Africa, we are only fighting for the unity. We are only fighting for freedom. We are only fighting for the justice. We only need for the governments to listen to the voices of their people, because we believe that the power belongs to the people. I always believe that the power will always belong to the people, because these people today that you are watching from from across the world, they're the one who have put their own leaders in the position. And if you are not being elected and been put there to that position that you are holding today, and you are a leader or a politician, then you have to know that you are there illegally, and you don't even have the authority to come and address the people or address the concerns that are concerning them, because you've never been their choice. So at this time, the agenda was free Tundu Lissu. Tundu Lissu is a chief opposition leader from the country of Tanzania, who was maybe expected that when there could be a free and fair election in the country of Tanzania, he may be the winner, maybe. But because he was denied all these chances, that's maybe all that this has happened. But maybe even if he would have lost this position, but at this time, you cannot tell the people that he could have just lost the election, because he was never given the chance to exercise his democratic way or democratic rights. Because each and every democratic country, everyone has the right to do anything as long as it is under the constitution. But now, because the leaders sometimes they feel like they have the right and they have the power to go against the constitution, against the law of the land. That's why we are able to experience such things happening. And now, my people, we know all that has happened in the country. We know all that happened in the country of Tanzania just a few weeks ago. During the election period, many people lost their life, the properties destroyed, the country burned, and many people gone missing. Many people were jailed, locked away. And the government or the people from the country of Tanzania had nothing to do about this, because they don't have the power. They have the power, but the constitution does not give them the much power to come and do all they want to do. That's why you saw them being shot dead, just because they went out to go and demonstrate. That's what their reason. They were shot to death. So at this time, I feel like I think It is the right time to do the right thing. And now, to the people of Africa, I think that this is the only time we have to stand up, to raise our voice, to fight until the right government, until the right thing happens, until we get the best governance, until we find the best leaders who will only be there to listen to your voice, who will only be there to protect you, but not to take your life, not to cause your deaths, not to cause the destruction for your properties, for anything that you have ever built. So all that happened in the country of Tanzania was wrong. So today, even if these people from European Union coming who are raising these issues for the constitution to be checked, and everything that happened in this country to be checked, even if they have the hidden agenda or they have something different from what we believe that they're up to. But first of all, we have to put the life of the people as a priority. We have to put the life of the people first before anything else. So whether they are coming in good way or in bad way, we don't care. All that we care is about the people to get their justice, to get their rights, and to get their freedom. Tundu Lissu, as the opposition leader, the chief opposition leader, the country of Tanzania has to be free. And from there, we as Africans, we will relax. We will surrender everything to you, the people from that country, so they can choose what to do with their country. But as long as today, all these people who are arrested, who are jailed, who are killed, have not yet get their justice, we are not relaxing. I've seen how you are responding. People from Tanzania, you are coming out to accuse all these people, the people from my kind who are coming to engage in your matters. I know how you are coming to respond. We don't care. What we care is about the people who have lost their life, the people who are jailed. I've come to support all these statements from European Union because it only concerns the people's life. That's all. If it could have been supporting maybe your country's issues or your economy or anything, relationship, I would have not come here to speak about it. But because it concerns the life that was taken away, I must respond because Tanzanian problem is my problem. Because we are Africans. Let these borders not deceive us, because this was just lines that were drawn by the people who had their own interest to come and divide this great continent, so that they can have their control, they can have their shares. But this is the time that we believe it has to be the end of this, and at this time we don't have to live in our own countries as slaves. We don't have to live under our government, under our leadership as enslavement, as slaves. But we need to have the governments and the leaders who can be there to listen to our problems, to help us, to sort our issues, to protect our life, but not taking our life. So this is the high time that the people of Tanzania have been so calm, so obedient to the government. But for so long, we know that the government has been always suppressing them. Just the same in the country of Uganda. When you do the video of the country of Uganda against their leader, they will come out they will be with you. They will chase you. They will accuse you. They are demanding that they have peace, but in real sense, they know everything behind their back, because they're the one who are living in that country. If the people can be shot to death just because of going to the campaign to the campaign of other presidential aspirant, if the people can be arrested by speaking the truth, if the journalists can be jailed for exposing the truth, so which freedom, which peace, which rights are you speaking about? We need the liberation. The entire continent of Africa must be liberated. We don't care what you think, but as long as it concerns Africa, we need a liberation, a total liberation that will make African continent free and peaceful. but not other countries being well and others suffering. Today I might relocate to Uganda. I need to live in a free country. I might relocate to Nigeria. I need to live in a free country. How can I go to Nigeria when I know that Christians are being slaughtered and the government is quiet? How can I go to Uganda when I know that if I post anything, I will be taken away? How can I go to South Africa when I know that I can't speak anything against the US and the British government there? So we need a total peace, a total freedom Africa. That is all we are coming to speak about. Anything else about your country, that's your own things that you have to deal with, all these corruption issues and everything. That's just like we are dealing with our own. But when it concerns the freedom, peace, and life matter, we must come out and speak. So I'm sorry for these people, for the people of Tanzania today, because maybe oppressing you. But I need you. I'm so sorry for this. But just allow me to tell you the truth. Because you can no longer continue to be to die in our own land. The land that our freedom fighters, our forefathers fought for, to get this freedom that we are having today. To get this independence that our leaders are playing with it. They fought for this freedom that we need to have free life. But today the politicians are coming to take our own life. So this is unacceptable, and I agree with the people from Europe who came out to raise these issues, that they need everything to be on check. Everything that happened in the country of Tanzania during the election period, and Samia must be handled again, with the law, and peace must be restored in this country, because we need the loved Africa. But we will not allow some individuals to destroy all this peace that we are fighting for. Mwalimu Julius Nyerere fought for this great country of Tanzania, for this Ubuntu, which has been preserved in this country for so long, many years. No, we cannot allow to see just one person, an individual, coming to destroy everything that has been there over decades. Be blessed watching from. I love and appreciate you. Tell me to have the comment section. If you feel that I'm going against your wish, then I'm so sorry for this. But let's spread positivity. Let's speak the truth. This Kenyan is the Black History, where we uncover the truth, the hidden truth that your media will never expose to you. But we are here to do this. Be blessed. Continue subscribing, share if you love the video. Leave a comment so that I can connect on the next episode. I love and appreciate your support for you being here. You are doing great and maybe blessed. May God bless you and have a nice time.